Welcome back, everyone, to our next episode and our next new map that we're going to be doing here on the channel, Trajan's Bridge. This is another Fairbuy map. Some people might say I'm biased here, but I was in the mood to play something historically relevant, I guess I should say. I was bouncing between this and another map, and I ended up choosing this one because it's quite a bit of a step up in challenge from our previous map. And I think it'll be fun to explore again. I beat this map once a long time ago. As I sip my coffee here. Love that morning coffee. Like I said, I beat it a long time ago, maybe like 6 or 7 months ago. But I really struggled with the early game. It definitely is a significant challenge for reasons I'll explain to you in a bit. But that's enough of me yapping. Let's hop into it and take a look at Trajan's Bridge by Fairbuy. Here we go. Got a nice little intro here. The Great Bridge across the Danube.
The foolish ruler Decabalus of Dacia has broken his treaties with the Empire, and by doing so sealed his own fate. We invaded Dacia 4 years ago, swiftly advancing towards their capital, Sarmizegetusa. Seeing the unyielding force of our legions, Decabalus quickly sought a peace treaty to save himself, which I obliged. The intention was for Dacia to become an allied defensive zone, safeguarding the Empire from migrating tribes to the north and east of Dacian lands. However, reports indicate that the fortifications and equipment sent to aid them for this purpose has been used to fortify their southern and western borders instead, the borders towards Rome. Decabalus is now crossing the Danube at several locations, raiding our colonies. This affront will not go unpunished. As we speak, our legions are readying themselves to march towards Dacia. Unless Decabalus surrenders himself, we will conquer Dacia and bring him to justice. A military road is currently being carved into the mountainside along the Danube River for easier access to Dacian lands. Currently it is possible to get across on the temporary wooden railings, but that will not be sufficient when the legions arrive. I, Caesar Nerva Trajanus, order you to build the city of Drobeta, where a bridge worthy of the Roman Empire shall be constructed. The groundwork pillars in the river are already built. You will erect the arches between the pillars and finish the construction of the highway that shall go through the city. It will be the longest bridge ever built in Roman history, standing as a testament to our power for centuries to come. As Drobeta will be located on a hostile border and in treacherous terrain, a medium-sized city will suffice. The main part of Decabalus's army will be several leagues away, so you only have to prepare a minor defense in Drobeta against straggling raid parties. However, your military support will be essential in upcoming battles, and I expect you to provide necessary equipment and supplies as well. This war will provide an abundance of slaves to participate in gladiatorial combat, though acquiring actors for the city will unfortunately be impossible. I expect your full cooperation in this matter, and I trust that you will carry out my orders swiftly and efficiently. Remember that this bridge is not just a means of transportation, but a symbol of Roman power and ingenuity. The glory of Rome rests on your shoulders. Do not disappoint me. Good luck, Governor.
Alright, there it is. I know it was a little quiet. I have my game volume purposefully low when I do this so it doesn't overpower my actual talking here. But that's it. We're in the year 103 AD, and we are building Trajan's Bridge over the Danube into Dacia. So we're up in the kind of like the Illyrian area, Illyria, Moesia, Dalmatia, like the Balkans area. And that's where this is going on. I'll show the map in a second. Let's look at our additional objectives and hints. So objectives: build a ship bridge across the river. Build a highway stretching from the map entrance to the map exit. Only the bridge, staircases, gatehouses, and triumphal arches are allowed not to create gaps in the highway. You are not allowed to wall in wolves. They are on the map for a purpose. Bonus objective: build 2 triumphal arches by the bridge, one on either side of the crossing. Hints: trade prices are adjusted. Most mineable rocks are located in the mountains, but not all of them are in the high mountains. Some mining locations are marked. You are unable to build theaters, amphitheaters, actor colonies, governors' palaces, or forums. So this is, you know, if you're new to custom maps, you might be looking at this like, what the heck? How do I do this without theaters, amphitheaters? You know, what am I going to do here for my entertainment? And well, That's part of the challenge here. No actors colonies either, no forms, which means you're not going to be taxing these plebs. Well, you can tax one group because you can use the Senate. And then governor's palaces, I mean, whatever. That's that is what it is, but that's it. So let's zoom out here. Let's take a look at our map. Let me pause here. A gorgeous map, a lot of details. And let's kind of go over it piece by piece to see what exactly we're going to need to do. This is probably, I think, my favorite map in terms of design and in terms of playthrough and how it encourages you to do things. And I'll explain it as we go through it. So starting at the bottom here, we can see our little red post right at the bottom corner, showing our entryway. And we have a road that goes around, and it loops all the way around like this till it gets to the river, and then it goes up, and then the exit is all the way up here on the left side. So you can tell that your land traders are going to have a long walk. So highways are going to be supremely important on this map. There are a couple shortcuts you might have noticed here, and you might have noticed the wolves. You know, in the vanilla campaign, whenever there was wolves on the map, they were not creatively used. Like, wolves could just start eating your plebs from day one. They would just rush your guys and you'd be in trouble. So you always, you used aqueducts to wall them off, and you'd build like little enclosures for them with aqueducts. It wasn't really an intended mechanic, but that's how everyone solved the issue. In this case, they're already blocked off. So you can see that, there's trees over here, there's trees down here, there's trees over here. So these guys effectively are just stuck in this little arena here. So they're already blocked off. But you might look at this and say, hey, if I remove this, I have a much faster route to get across the map, and that's true. You'll be able to just kind of zoom through here and then go up. You'll skip this entire first loop. So that's going to be, one of your objectives eventually. But you don't want to do that right now because the wolves are going to come eat your plebs. There's a couple other spots like that. Up here we have, a lot of farmland we can see. I think there's wolves somewhere up here. If I remember. Yeah, they're right down here. See our little wolf friends guarding the farmlands. But this is also, of course, blocked off by the trees. And we have a huge amount of farmlands up here as well. So there's a lot of arable land on the north side of the river. But there's a decent amount on the south side as well. Now, the very first time I played this map, I built my first city right here. And it was all kinds of troublesome, I tell you. It was not the best. I've talked to a few people, I've got a Discord, I've got friends in the community who do maps as well. And, or play Caesar 3, and they do custom maps. And it's almost funny that everyone else that I saw play this map immediately started their first city right here. I was the only fool who went up here and made it harder on myself, so that's, well, what can I say? It is what it is. So this time around, we'll start down here. You'll notice on this map, compared to the previous map we played, Caesarian Sardis, there are a ton of rocks on this map. There is no open space anywhere. If you're looking to do a 22x6 on this map, good luck, friend. It is not happening. Excuse the clearing of the throat. You can see that there's like little road circles in certain places. Just like in the previous map, this marks mineable locations. You can see a lot of them are high up in the mountains. And there are invasions on this map, and the invasions come from these two spots right here, the top left and top right. So that encourages you right away to build on this side of the river first, because this is like the aggressive side. This is where you're going to be attacked from. There's, scarier things over here. This is like your safer area right here. So that's what we're going to start with. I think we'll start with our first city down here. Let's zoom out a little bit, and let's look at our advisors, just because I forget to do this frequently. We'll go ahead and set up engineering, water services, prefectures. This is a northern map, so prefectures aren't the biggest of deals, but it's just a habit I'm in that I don't want to break. And let's look at our map. So here we are. We are up in Dacia. Good old Dacia here. And we're going across the Danube River. We have a few trading partners that we can look at. Unlike the last map, we don't start with anything open, so there isn't like a freebie that we're going to be getting. At least for now. Well, kind of. Nisus isn't that expensive. It's 500 denarii. So, I think Nisus is the cheapest. Yeah, 500, 1500. The last one was 2,000. Sirmium is 3,000, and Emona is 4,000. So yeah, Nisus, 100% is going to be our first trading partner. And they want to buy wheat, fish, and timber. So, once again, timber might be our first export, because that's going to be the easiest of these three to take care of and sell, I think. I feel like this is slightly different. I feel like I was selling vines very early on here, or wine. Or maybe that's the Thessalonica. I don't remember. Either way, though, timber is probably what we're going to do first. Let's take a look at the prices. Timber nets us 40 denarii a pop. Wheat and fish. Wheat gets us 42. That's pretty good. 46 for fish. So wow, timber's actually the least valuable of these three. That's a rare occurrence. Usually the foods are the cheap ones. Okay, so that's good to know. So if we can set up like a maybe a fish market or something and start selling fish, that would be fine too. Let's go back and look at the map. There's a tiny bit of arable land here with some water. And when I first played this, I think the reason I didn't set up my first city here was because of this. I was like, well, there is water here, but there's farmlands here, so I can get some vines and I get some wine production right here, and then, you know, the traders will just grab it right away. And I was intending on setting up production here anyway for that purpose. Production, I mean like timber and all that stuff. In fact, and now I'm convinced that my first idea had a good amount of merit to it, because this is just a very nice location for economy. It's right at the start. It's easy to do, but of course, when you open this up, it kind of makes it harder because you're trying to get the plebs out this way, not down through this way. So, you know, maybe it doesn't have as much merit as I thought. That being the case, though, if we are going to build our first city here, we're gonna need some of this farmland for water, because we're gonna have to get a reservoir here, right? And we're gonna have to bring up an aqueduct system so we can kind of fuel our first city here. And not only that, we're gonna have to choose another location for our industry. And that's probably going to be right here. I imagine we can stick some warehouses right here. And the plebs, not the plebs, the traders, even if we open this up later, this little shortcut, they're still going to be walking by this part right here. So maybe this is going to be... I used this for a city the first time around, but maybe this can be our trading area. And we can still build it. It's not like you can't build a city here. It's just, you know, it's pretty tight. So we'll probably do city, maybe trading and military here, and then we can do, you know, the rest of our cities up in this area when we get there. It's only 6,000 plebs, so it's not like the last map when we're up to 10k plebs, and, you know, it's just an insane amount of micromanaging you're having to do for your plebs. Let's go ahead and get rid of some trees, and... did he add more rocks here? I swear some of these weren't here before. Am I being toyed with? Has this map been updated? Because now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, there's a mining spot right here too. Also, we got wolves up here. So maybe... you know what? Maybe my first instinct isn't so bad. This is not an unreasonable amount of rocks. You can still kind of make your city around this, but over here, if you guys want to know a trick, if you're really confused on where to start and you're just wanting to get a good look at things, you can just reload the map. So you can just take off everything like this. And, well, I'm just going to do this to show you guys. And just see what it would look like without all the trees. So in this case, this actually looks more open than I originally thought. And this looks a lot less open, so maybe there's been an update. I feel like this was a little bit more open in the past, and that's why a lot more people started here, but maybe I'm wrong. So, you know what? I take it back. We're gonna start up here. It's closer to farmlands anyway. We can get a little bridge over here and use this space. And then we'll be able to use these mountains for mining, use this farmland for selling to the traders, and so on and so forth. So I'm gonna do a quick reload here. And there we go. It's like nothing ever happened. And let's get started up here then. All right, I don't have to go that crazy. Let me be a little bit more precise with my tool here. There we go. Let's get these things out of the way, get you out of the way here. There we go. Okay, this will be our first area. And we'll get the water up here, of course. And I think I'll do... How do I want to do this? Oh, well, can I actually get a... No, let's... Oops, that was a little bit too short, wasn't it? There we go. It's okay to make mistakes. There you go. Okay, it's a little weird, but that's all right. So am I. So this is going to be our first city. We'll get our water right here. I'm going to put my little bridge here first. My low bridge, because I'm going to forget. And then I'm going to build, like, right in front of it by accident. So I'm going to just drop that there for now. And I'm going to get my water. The nice thing is I don't think I'll have to aqueduct here. I think I'll just be able to drop the reservoir, like, right here. Yeah, that looks good. We can get our first houses. So we'll use our normal checkerboard pattern here, but obviously because of the rocks, there's going to be a little bit of a mess to it. Get that up there. This here. And we have to go back into our labor advisor because we restarted. And that's A-okay. Alright, so that takes care of that. We'll go ahead and unpause. Let's go to our labor advisor. And do our 3 standards. And up here we'll get our usual suspects. I'll probably put... If you have a city like this, which is pretty compact, you want to make sure your 1x1s are in places that can fit 1x1s. You don't want to really have wasted space here. So in this case, you know, these fit perfectly. They can get tucked into a corner here. It's great. It's perfect. It's nice. It's all you want. Here again, we have a nice 1x1 spot. I'll put the barber there and then a doctor. Let's see. The doctor, I could put the doctor right here. That's probably okay. Now, let's do a couple of fountains. Put you there. Put you here. Put you right there. There we go. See, our train of plebs is coming in here. Okay. And we'll wait for the plebs to come in. We'll get our temples like around the south side or something, or maybe right here. That should be fine. And then we're gonna jump immediately into making money here. We're not gonna waste any time. I want to start selling as much as possible, as quickly as possible. So I will Set up a little bit of industry here. I might make room for a city here. I'm not sure. You know, when I built the city here, it created a bit of a problem with extending, like, highways out and things. You know what? That's, I think, what happened is... Because I built a city here, it was hard to do a highway line here and then have desirability. It was a whole thing. The first time I played this map was a mess. And who knows, we might make another mess today. You never know. Alright. Let's go ahead and drop our temples here. We'll do, let's see, grab series up here. Again, I'm just trying to fit 2x2s and kind of easy to disclose place. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Some temples. Get rid of these trees. Alright, and let's go ahead and open up that trade route. So it's nice as here. 70 wheat is no small amount of wheat. That's nothing to sneeze at. So I might set up the wheat first. Just because it's worth a hefty amount. 42 a pop ain't bad. So we can do... Let's pause it real quick. Let's see if we can... get things right here. Yeah, I think 5 farms is going to cut it. And then we'll do our granary right up here. And the nice thing about these northern maps is you do not need prefectures. No market ladies, no ships, and we are taking wheat only because there's no fires up here. It's cold. So I'm gonna get an engineer right there. There we go. Minus 25 plebs there, but we got plenty more people coming in, so that's fine. Let's actually go ahead and increase that. We'll build where we can. Let's get that, get that. Let's get these guys going like this. You guys, there we go. There'll be plenty more plebs. And our traders are going to be coming in and buying our wheat. Okay, so that's a little bit of money to start. It's not a ton, but it's a little bit. We can also set up some timber around here too. It should be fine. We can do like a little timber area right here. You can see there's actually another staircase right here, so this is kind of a shortcut you can do. You can do like this and then move into this later. So that's another thing you can do. But in terms of like highways connecting the entry to the exit, this is by far the most efficient route. So really you want to have things moving up here when you can. That's it's just the efficiency cannot be underestimated. All right. So for our timber, I'm just going to open up a little space here for a warehouse. And let's see, what's our actual amount of plebs here? Total capacity, available capacity 286. Okay, so we got a lot of people still coming in. So I'm going to get a warehouse up here. Can I actually get it right here? Yeah, I can. Nice. Okay. Again, this is going to be for traders only. And we're going to make a road like this. And then we're going to go out like that. I think it's fine. Let's do... One, two... Okay, I'm going to take off this line right here. I'm actually going to go down one, so we can go this way. I'm going to take this off. We're going to only be accepting timber here, so we're going to be selling that. Oh, I have to turn on... Remember, we got to go to our labor... Not our labor advisor, our trade advisor, and make sure we're turning on wheat and timber. So we got timber here, here, and here. We got 4 timber yards. Let's go talk to our trade advisor now. There we go. We'll turn on wheat. I'll turn on fish as well. And then, oops. Timber, boom, there we go. Alright. So now we got 4 timber yards, 5 farms. Our traders are going to be coming through and buying things. We'll have a little bit of income. It ain't great, it's not perfect, but it's a start. So let's go back to our city. And let's make sure we can level these guys up. I'm going to go ahead and get a bathhouse here. Right up there, maybe? I don't like that, because you know what? There's farmlands near here. And I want to make sure we're maximizing our farms up here and being able to feed these guys. So I'm actually going to put this down here instead. Okay, so let's tackle the farm issue. The farm and granary issue. So first things first, wheat. We could actually get a farm as far down as right here. It's not desirable. And it might create a bit of an issue with granaries. So I kind of want to be a little bit careful with that. I think I'll get my granary over here. Like that. Let's get our road. Let's go ahead and roadblock it. And I kind of willy-nilly put these 2 farms down, but I probably should have done that. So let's, gotta make sure we have a road here. Can't block that off. Okay. We can put a farm here. Cannot put one there without blocking off certain things. We could do... Can I put this here instead? Farm Tetris is a science. And you gotta get good at it. Let's take this off. Take those off. I know it's a waste of money to get rid of them, but it is what it is. Okay, we can do 4 here. So we could kind of go like this. And then we'll grab an engineer, like up here, I suppose. Make sure we're not having traders come in here, just the market ladies. Okay, this isn't going to be a lot. We're going to have to build more because wheat doesn't get a bonus on this map, but... it'll be a start. Make sure we're trying not to unblock this here. You can see the wolves are already... Oh, you know what? This is rivered off, isn't it? Wait, why is the staircase here? Oh, it's because you can bridge over. Never mind. Sorry. I'm talking to myself, I know. Alright, let's grab a couple more farms. We'll do these 2 to start. It'll be... Oh, this one... Aha! I did it again. This one isn't touching. Alright, good to know. This diagonal, you gotta be careful about those. They don't touch. That's alright. I don't know if I like that. I think, can I fit 2 here? Can I do like 1 here and then 1 here? There we go. Like that. This might be in trouble here. We'll see, because of this, but... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 farms. We'll see. We'll see what that gets us. We're gonna wait for more plebs to come in. What are we at right now? Available capacity 91. Okay, so we still have enough room for to cover kind of the jobs we're getting. And we're still no invasion, so we're not worried about adding military right away, which is nice. But we are going to want to open this up and get this farmland going as soon as possible. Also, was there mineable resources here? I'm not sure. I'll have to check again. I know there was this one down here, so we can probably fit 1 or 2 here. And, oh yeah, there's one right here as well, so once we can clear out these wolves, we'll open that up and get that mining. Okay. So let's think about what we want to do next. Alright, we got our 500 citizens. We're at -9 right now. I'm going to go ahead and get a market. Put her right there. And just turn on wheat. I'm going to grab a lorarium here. Just kind of fill in some of the blanks. For now, I don't want to spend too much money, but they're desirable, so it's fine. Alright. So that'll help these guys grow. I don't know if this is going to be enough to be stable, to be honest, because this is 7 farms. I don't think that's going to be enough. Maybe it is, because this is not, like... We're missing some spots on this block just because of the way it is. So maybe it will be enough to feed this, but we'll see. If not, we can try to shuttle some of the wheat from here over here, or we can... I don't know. We can open something up early and try to deal with it. Or we can just add fish. There's a lot of room for fish on this map, so... Don't forget about the fish. Speaking of fish, and docks, because we're going to have sea trade routes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Lederata is a sea trade route. That's a boat. Sirmium is also a boat. Land and land. Okay, so we're going to have to think about docks. We'll probably get a dock right here, to be honest, because we're going to have plebs moving straight up this way. And I'm probably going to move some of this infrastructure so it has warehouses up here that it can access. So we can have everyone just kind of focus right in this location on this side of the bridge. That should be sufficient, in my humble opinion. All right. I tell you guys, it's been super rainy these past few days here in Kyoto. We're officially hitting springtime, and we're getting those kind of long stretches of cloudy days and rain, and it's not the best. Oh, we can get plazas on this map. I didn't even realize. It's a rare comfort. I'm gonna get let's get a pond up here. Do some ponds first. I'm a sucker for the ponds. Oh, that is touching nice. Cool. Alright. Nice, we have our plebs moving. Or not our plebs, our traders, I think, we're buying stuff. 4 wheat, 4 timber. Okay, cool. We're gonna definitely want to open up a second trade route pretty quickly here. Thessalonica, which also buys iron, furniture, and wine. Let's check the prices on that. Iron is 45, but they buy 50 of them. Furniture is 150, but they only buy 15, and wine they buy 20, and it sells for 90. So wine actually is not that great. Iron is probably going to be our next goal here. Just because in the early game, I think it's much more about quantity over quality. You just want to be selling a lot of stuff, especially on a map like this where the trade route is just so long. The more you can sell, the better. Alright, these guys are starting to level up here. We're still short a few houses of food, but that's okay. I think, it hurts not to have this farm up right here. I wonder if I can... Hmm. No, that wouldn't work, would it? Because this wouldn't be able to build right here is the problem. I mean, I could build this here and then have a second road below it, but that's just... I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So, I'm not going to do it. I do want to hurry up and get rid of these wolves, though, I tell you. They are not friendly wolves. And do I want to open up that second trade route now? That's the big question. The early game economy, you can see, it's quite rough. Body timber. So actually, this amount of lumber yards is working out pretty good because it takes the traders so long to get across here that we're stocking up quite a bit of stuff. So let's see here. If we open up the second trade route, we're going to be wanting to get iron, right? Iron is going to be our thing. But where are we getting iron? Well, we can get some here. Let me actually clear this out. How many can we fit? Iron. We can't get gold on this map too, by the way. It's 1, 2, 3. 3 iron that we could fit down here. This is kind of rough because this one will have to build a separate road to get to, which is kind of annoying. 3 iron. And this is probably a 2 or 3 here, I'm betting. There's some more up here. Really, we do want to get rid of these wolves as soon as possible, don't we? That's, that is for sure. Let's see. On this side here, there's no wolves. I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to think. So we could get some farms up here. Or we could just get our fish going up here as well. Let's do that first. Let's get fish going. I'm going to get fish. And I want a little bit of them to be coming up here. Like, just a tiny bit, right? Like, I want this mostly to be wheat. But we'll add fish here. We'll bring it down to, like, 8. And we'll add, whatchamacallit? You know, I'm thinking because there's, we don't want any ping-ponging, right? We don't want any ping-ponging between, like, this granary and anything up here when it comes to food for these traders. Like, oh, they go to buy fish first and they come back and they do this kind of song and dance. We don't want that. But also, they're taking so long to come down here, and we have such an excess stock. It might be better to use some of that wheat and transfer it over to our other granary. For now, let's just get a couple of things going. Let's get our shipyard, put it right up here, kind of right in the middle of everything. I'll get our first roads right here. I'll get a wharf like this. Should we get 3 of them? We'll get a granary over here for them. Right here, I think is fine. I'm gonna turn off everything here. Oops. You know what? You know what I can do? I'll keep quartermasters on here. And you might think that's weird, but we're going to be building military stuff, I think, in this area, even though we could build a city here. Because I want to make more room for cities on this side. When I first did this map, I actually ended up putting my military right here, and I really didn't like that I did that. And there's a lot of ways I think you could solve this map, but I want to try a little bit of a variation on what I've done before. Let's get our engineer right here. Contaminated water, you love to see it. And let's check this real quick. Risks, damage. Okay, so this guy is getting around. It's not clean, but it's working it. Alright, so we're building our ships. We're going to be getting fishermen soon. Got our employees there. I do kind of want to get a group of javelins early so I can clear out some of these walls, because man, I do want to access those precious areas, especially like right here, to really get our trade route maximized for efficiency, because this is just super inefficient here, isn't it? So, how do we want to do that? Well, I think what we want to do is grab our supply post here. So let's do that. Get rid of this for a second. There we go. Do I want that? Okay, we can still build a wharf here. Let's do that. And then the barracks I'll build somewhere around here as well. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Oops, you know what we forgot to do? Gotta accept those fish. Come on, there you go. Okay, so that's the supply post. Let's move this out of the way. We'll get our barracks as well. I wish I could fit it right here. I mean, I could. I don't think it's going to be interfering with this stuff. It should be okay. Okay. And it's going to be expensive, but I'm going to get a single javelin group here for now. I'll put it right there. And the reason, again, we're doing this is because we want our highway to go here, like this, and then over here. It might be... Is it even possible to do that, though? With this here, because this is... I think it's possible. It's going to be blocking off this, though. That's the thing. So we're going to be losing out on some mining. If we do that, maybe. I'll have to mess with it. But ideally, that's what we want to do. Historical Trivia 1. Ooh, we get to talk about some history now. The construction of Trajan's bridge was started in 103 AD and was most likely built by Trajan's lieutenant Apollodorus of Damascus, yes. The bridge was finished in only 2 years, in 105 AD, and was 1,315 meters, or 3,200, Jesus Christ, 3,724 feet long. That's right, so... Dacia was always kind of a troublesome neighbor for the Romans. They had been causing an issue, you know, for a long time. Domitian, who was the last of the Flavian emperors, sent an army to deal with the Dacians, and he won some victories, but after they crossed the Danube, I think the legions ended up getting ambushed and suffered a major defeat there, so before Domitian could rectify the situation, of course, he was assassinated. And then after Domitian was assassinated, the Senate chose Nerva to succeed him, and Nerva was the first of the good emperors. The only reason I air quote good is because Nerva only reigned for 2 years, and he really didn't get much done. But the reason I think he's remembered as a good emperor is because he chose Trajan as his successor. And Trajan, of course, is who we're reporting to in this campaign, was a savant, I guess you could say, in terms of both military and administration. Like, there's very few people who can match the talent that Trajan had for maintaining and running both the civil aspect of the empire and the military aspect of the empire. Probably not since Julius Caesar. And Trajan, you know, he had served in the military for a long time, so he had a lot of experience in conquering Dacia. He took power in 98 AD, and like the game says, the bridge starts construction in 103. So this is only 5 years after he took power. So yeah, his eye was on Dacia pretty early on. And it said in the intro, but there was a peace agreement signed with the Dacians, and Rome would provide for them like materials and money for their defense against their northern and eastern neighbors. That was the agreement. They would essentially act as like a buffer state for Rome. They said, look, you just leave us alone, we'll give you money, you can defend your territory on the other side. And Decabulus instead used the money and equipment to instead fortify on the Danube against the Romans. And so it became clear that war was inevitable. And here we are. We are in Dacia. The bridge stood for, gosh, when did it get torn down? 270... 272, 273 maybe? 271? It got torn down during the crisis of the 3rd century in the reign of Aurelian. And the reason being is, I know I'm taking time out of the game to tell you guys about this. Skip ahead if you don't want to hear the history, but during the crisis of the 3rd century, the Danube was probably one of the most hotly contested borders of the empire, and there was a lot of barbarian invasions through Dacia, because Dacia is extremely mountainous. There's a lot of like valleys and passes that barbarian hordes were able to kind of make their way through and then get to the river. And so Aurelian eventually came to the conclusion that trying to maintain Roman control of Dacia was just a fool's errand, so he withdrew every Roman citizen from Dacia and essentially ceded control of the province entirely. Just because the Danube was such a much easier to defend barrier, of course, being a large river, to invasion. And that happened in the 3rd century, so there's a little bit of trivia for you guys. Now you know, and knowing is half the battle. Alright. We're starting to get our javelins here. I'm gonna bring them up. Let's see, which way do I want to bring them up here? I'm gonna bring them up like right here so they can poke these wolves and get them out here. Let me just create some space for them. Even though we only have half a group, that should be enough. And you can see we have a lot of fish now, so I'm going to actually cart a tiny bit of fish here. I'm going to get a cart depot right here. We're going to allow fish to be traded. And we're going to do, what is this, from 4 to 3? Not a lot. We don't want too much. So we're going to turn on fish. And we're going to do source has, or destination has less than 8. From 4 to 3. You know, on the last map we were always just choosing always, because we didn't really care. We weren't trying to optimize anything or keep certain amounts in certain areas. But this time, we want to make sure we're not sending too much over here. Also, eventually we're going to want to sell this fish, right? So we're going to want to probably put a warehouse up here that allows fish, and then we'll be bringing fish over here instead. Alright. You can see those javelins are so strong, so they're just throwing through the entire mountain. We're being asked for timber, which we can immediately send, and we shall. Caesar shall have his timber. I should be careful about the trivia, I'm telling you guys, because it's probably going to be coming up in a little text pop-up, so you guys are going to be reading what I'm saying. You're like, what the heck? What is this guy blabbering on about? Okay, we cleared this up. Nice. Now let's clear up this. Clear up this. There we go. Get this stuff out of here so we can have kind of a nice area. I'm probably gonna get my dock here, so do I want to just build it right away? Just so I don't forget. Just so I have a reference of where to place things. I kind of do. We'll put our dock right here. I could also put it over here. No, let's do it right here. We'll do... Wait a minute. Oh, that's right. We can't because it doesn't have access. Because these are low bridges. Derp, derp. Alright, good to know. Highways. Let me just make sure we've got this. I wish I could... Yeah, see, we're ceding the ability to take advantage of mines here because we're wanting the highway. Because remember, one of the bonus objectives is to have a highway from start to finish. But that's okay. We'll make use of other mining locations. That's fine. I'm going to get a couple of highways. Just a couple. And we're going to get our iron mine started down here as well. We've got a lot of plebs, and we really need to be getting more money here. So let's go raw materials, iron. 1, 2, 3. I actually get an iron mine here? What the hell? Oh, wow, I can. Oh. Oh, interesting. That's good to know. Okay, hold on. Let's, we are enemies distant. I'm gonna add iron here. Just go 16, 16. And... I know this is super ugly, but... Okay, we can do this. Alright. I'm gonna roadblock here. I'm gonna add an engineer... here, I guess, is fine, or I can put it up here. Let's put it up there. Okay, so we'll have our first iron being produced. We don't have enough money to open up that trade route yet, but we could go into minor... Well, Caesar's going to bail us out in our first debt, so we could deal with it. Iron mine here. And we're also going to want to shift our industry, our sales up here as well. So we'll probably move, we'll turn off sales from here and then just move everything up here. Because you can see they're buying from here and now they're kind of ping-ponging out. We don't want that. Alright. You know what else we don't want? We don't want this iron mine collapsing, do we?
After a hard day's work.
So let's get this sorted out here. I'm probably gonna... roadblock this off. Yeah. Let's get that there. I don't think there's anywhere else we can actually fit a iron mine here, sadly. Oh, we could. Oh, we could... Oh. Well, hey, if I can fit two, I'll take two. Nice, okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get our loan from Caesar in doing this, but it'll really help our economy. So let's go to Sirmium, I'm sorry, Thessalonica, and we'll go ahead and open up our trade route here so we can start selling that iron. And then we can do furniture and wine. Maybe I'll wait. I'll wait until we have like a bit more stock of iron here to sell, so they can just come in and in one swoop buy a ton of iron. I think that'd be the better thing to do. Also, we can send these guys up here to hunt some wolves. That'll be our next task. And then here, we're gonna have to expand our city soon. Well, by expanded, I really mean level it up so we can have our small causes. Because our available capacity right now is only 60, which is not a lot. Not a lot at all. So I think what we're going to do is we'll add a... We'll drop a library in here. Kind of want to leave this open in case... Do we want to leave that open? We could move things here, because we already have this bridge, and then we could just kind of bridge somewhere right here. Let's leave it open just in case. Well, we could also go this way and then go around. Let's go here. Sorry. I know I'm blabbering. Alright, remember, we're very limited in terms of our entertainment. So we're gonna actually get an arena here. And I can't remember if the arena spawns its own walker or if I need to get the gladiator school of the line going straight away. We'll wait just a second and see. Also, I think we might be able to use this for mines. Am I mistaken? We can. Now, we could get iron here, but one of the things that we can eventually sell, if I'm not mistaken, is gold. And gold is good. Yeah, everyone else besides these two buys gold. So all these two both, this is 10 gold, 16 gold, and 25 gold. Gold is a raw resource, but gold mines require 30 plebs to work. So you might think like, oh, I want to get gold quickly. It's a raw resource. It sells for a ton. Like if we look at the price of it, gold sells for, where is it? 200 a pop. Like, that's way more than what we're selling now, and we can get it right away. Like, that's awesome, right? Well, yes, but it costs so many plebs that you can kind of put yourself in a sticky situation if you... what was that? I kind of clicked off it right away. Population milestone, okay. You can get yourself in a sticky situation if you go too hard into gold too early. So I think what we'll do is we'll wait. We won't do iron here. We will do gold. But I think we'll just kind of take it easy on that for a bit. And let's go ahead and open up Sirmium. It's going to put us into debt, but I'm okay with that. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. We have enough iron here. Where are you? Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying Sirmium. We already have Sirmium open. Thessalonica. There we go. Caesar's going to get mad, and then he's going to give us money. There we go.
You got through those funds quickly. Try to make these new funds last longer.
Just wait until we get our first pa. But it's alright. And with that, I think what we're going to do is we'll end this episode here. We're about at an hour, maybe a little longer. And yeah, I think let me pause it. We're enemies distant. I think our next major task is going to be adding a warehouse up here, leaving room for our dock, of course. Maybe get 2 warehouses and a granary or something, and then making this our new trade hub. And then here we're going to turn off our trade access. And we're just going to add a couple cart pushers here so they can just send things off. This will completely remove this huge arc of wasted time from the equation. I mean, it's mostly removed already, but you can see they're still buying things here and then ping-ponging back up to get out. And that should provide us with enough kind of leeway in our economy that we can add a few more highways here to kind of speed these up. And more importantly, we can get our ship bridges going so we can access our sea trade routes, because the sea trade routes are big boys on this one. Our second city, we still might end up using this area, I haven't decided, or we might go straight up in here. We will see. I'm going to keep my my military, I think, all centered here. We'll have military down here and kind of an arc in the mountains. We'll have trade up in this area. And if, you know what, maybe getting a city here wouldn't be too bad, because we're going to be probably shifting away from some of this stuff eventually. And we'll be we'll not be using this area to its maximum effect, because traders are going up here anyway. And we can, you know, we can get rid of some of these farms. We can make a little road with our aqueducts, and then we can make a small district here. Again, small districts, you don't have to always be married to the idea you need a maximum efficiency, biggest district ever. Especially on a map like this, you have a goal of 6,000 plebs. You're not in any danger of running out of space. You know, you got space up here for a city if you wanted. You got space right here is a fantastic spot. You could go right here. You could make a nice long city here if you wanted to. You know, you can kind of solve the puzzle of this map in multiple ways. So if you're starting out this map, don't feel too intimidated. It is intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. It can be a bit of a hurdle at first, but you can see just with a simple game plan, we're on our road to success. Okay, I'll stop it here, guys. I'll have the next episode up in a few days' time, fear not. Until then, thank you so much for watching. You can like and subscribe, it helps out the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.